Wow, you're brushing your beard right now?
Yeah, like I've worn the mask all day, so it's like left an indent. I don't want to
I
have
feel
it show
that.
up on camera. Let me
I also just
pull up.
realized I gotta go get the lighting fixed in my room, so give me like 2 seconds.
Do you think I'm gonna comb the beard here?
There we go. We are good. Now I don't look like I'm in the movie Unfriended or some shit.
Don't want to be in a bad horror movie.
No, definitely not. Especially since I just saw one right now too.
What'd you watch?
I finally watched Thanksgiving, and
Oh, okay. So tell me about it. I haven't seen that yet. I've been waiting for Kate, but maybe I'll watch it this weekend. Maybe I'll wait till she's back. I don't know. Shit. Let me charge my phone.
no, you're good, fam. You're good.
There we go. Bet. Okay. Tell me about. Tell me about Thanksgiving as I crack open a high noon.
Ooh, there you go.
Nice,
So
crisp.
Thanksgiving, it's equal parts the 2009 remake of My Bloody Valentine and the 1980s film Prom Night. It's like equal parts of both. It's like it's got the same feeling and vibes of both, but it definitely leans more into Prom Night, but not in a good way. It's too campy and cheesy. The dialogue's very predictable.
Hmm.
The twist at the end of the movie was actually pretty good. I did not see that coming, but otherwise, it's entertaining if you want like a mindless, just like slasher film.
Bet. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, which is disappointing because again, I've said this before. Eli Roth definitely has a passion for horror movies, but like his execution on them doesn't always meet the mark.
Yeah. Like I was really excited for this movie actually because I was like, oh, this could be like cool and kind of fun. I figured it was gonna be campy, right? I
Yeah,
figured it was gonna be campy because it's just a ridiculous concept, but it's uh, anyway, it's a shame to hear it didn't quite do what it wanted to do well.
it did do the violence pretty well, which is great. I mean, if you want a
Okay,
good slasher movie, fuck me, like the gore in this one is pretty damn good.
not bad.
Yeah, but story wise and dialogue, it's just it's you can kind of play it off as like cheesy more than atrocious, but it still rides the fine line towards atrocious.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but anyways, it's entertaining nonetheless.
Hmm.
I have, however, been catching up on Loki. We're like on the season finale right now, so yeah.
Okay. What are your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on the show is it's great. Like it definitely was a little confusing at first with the whole like time slipping thing. Oh, I guess spoilers for season 2 of Loki, but I feel like anyone out there
If you're
who
passionate enough about it, it's been out for like a couple months. You've seen it at this point, so
yeah, exactly. Like if you're getting spoiled now, like that's, that's on you. All right, that's not on us.
it's true. It's true.
Yeah, no, I it definitely was confusing at first with the whole time slipping thing. Which part is the future, which part is the present, or possibly the past. Like
I
it,
liked it a
it
lot. I thought that added an extra layer to a show I already thought was layered enough. So I was like, oh man, this is cool.
it is cool. It definitely elevated it and really set it up for like how it's going to go down because based on what I know leading up to the season finale now, it's definitely going to be very much implemented in that.
For sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you're on the man, I'm trying to remember that season now. It's been like
Yeah, we just finished episode 5.
so
We're about to go on episode 6. So yeah.
yeah, I think it's a great series. I think it's the best of the Marvel Disney Plus shows, not gonna lie. Um
Just because the
I
writing and the casting, like everything is
well
perfect.
I think like that's great. And I think like it's also just like really it's a really I like the concept of like time being a very zigzaggy thing and like jumping between points and not so much a linear line. I like that a lot because I think there's a lot of fun to be had with that. Like I thought both seasons were written really smart. They were very well written and very smart. It seemed like they knew what they were doing and seemed like the abstract concepts they were playing with. I thought it was really cool. Again, but I'm also just like time travel is one of my favorite sci-fi tropes, and I love seeing them do it well.
Yeah.
And so anyway, so it's a great show, and of course the casting. You're right. It's like Tom Hiddleston, and I wish I knew the actress who played uh, the the lady variant. But
Oh, wait, the lady variant of Loki, or are you talking about B-15?
no, the lady variant of Loki.
Oh yeah, something de Macito, something like that. God damn it, I should have remembered her name.
She's great.
Yeah, no, she's really good.
But yeah, it's a really good show. Excited for you to finish. What have I been watching this week? So we actually, I will say, last night. This is just coming to immediate memory. Is Kate and I started the live action One Piece, and I want to first point this out. Like, I have not watched. I knew nothing about One Piece. I had not watched a single episode of the anime. Apparently, it's been out for almost 30 years. That's crazy.
Yeah, no, it's wild.
Yeah, it's too. But I think the Netflix show is really good. It's really fun. It's definitely that anime writing, that dialogue, that kind of like is elongated, repetitive. States a lot of what's going on. It's cool, but it's a really fun show. Makes me actually want to watch the anime. So I think that's like a good metric.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I guess there's two reasons it's one of two reasons you'd want to go back to seeing the anime is like either like the show was good enough that you're like, okay, I'll check out the original source material. Well, I know the anime isn't the original source material, but it's like the original animated style of it, or what it was brought to TV.
It's the mainstream one that everyone knows because they've definitely watched it at one point. In terms of like manga, you have to be like a diehard fan to like start off with the manga and then go into the anime.
Yeah, totally. And so like I mean that's how it always goes. Like I started watching One Punch Man, which is my favorite anime of all the ones I've watched. And then I started reading the manga. So anyway, so it's one of two reasons. You either like the show enough that you're like damn, I want to see where it came from, or like you hate the show enough that you're like I want to go relive the anime and see that. Like that's how I felt after. Like I only watched I think I watched like the first episode and like this half of the second episode of the new The Last Airbender series and on Netflix, the live action one, and I was not fucking with it.
I kind of figured like
the animated series, yeah.
As much as I appreciate them trying their real best to like get it as close as they can, I'm like, it was lightning in a bottle, that show, man. It had great animation style, it was fun, colorful characters, great pacing. Like don't try to recapture that magic by like doing it all over again. Like it's just not gonna work.
Totally.
Yeah. With something like One Piece, people went into it with low expectations because they've been burned before with like and my Shyamalan's version of
The Last Airbender.
The Last Airbender, yeah. And then
like
fucking the live action of Cowboy Bebop, and then other live actions of like animes. I'm trying to remember what other ones they did.
I don't remember. I haven't even watched the Cowboy Bebop one because I heard it was so bad. I kind of want to I'll check out the anime later.
Oh, the anime is fantastic. It is interesting the way they do stories in the show. It's almost like it's almost anthology. Some of them don't really make sense, but they all kind of somehow, as you're following along with the characters, it kind of comes to like a final conclusion that makes sense of it all. So yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It is good. It's really good. Stylistically, it's done well. It's got the vibes of like noir film, westerns, and then science fiction. Like it's really good.
That's cool. I dig that. That's I like genre blending like that when movies or television do that. And then we haven't gone out to the movies this week. We went to go see. There was a special showing of Luca, the Disney movie.
Oh yeah, the one about those two Italian kids, but they're actually fish monsters. Yeah.
Yeah, the two Italian fish monsters, and it's I forget how fun it is, and it's actually like surprisingly like emotional. It's really well done. I love the animation. I think it works really well for the film. I think it's adorable. It's really just wonderfully done. It's so crisp.
I still have not seen that. I probably should though at some point.
I would definitely recommend, man. It's a story that's been told before. It's got some Little Mermaid vibes, which is funny, story wise.
I mean, that's fine. If anything like that, they should have kind of put more effort into that in promotion and getting people to see that movie instead of just doing a live action adaptation of The Little Mermaid, because that one definitely flopped a little bit.
The live action one was actually pretty good. I enjoyed it. I mean, of course, it's not the original. You can't compare, right? It's like, I think you make a good point, lightning in a bottle. But no, I think The Little Mermaid was fun. I've watched it like 2 or 3 times, the live action one.
Yeah. I will say though, stellar freaking casting. Honestly, like
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really well done. It's just the fact that it's a remake of a beloved film that everyone already has high standards for because they grew up on it. They love that film. So
Hmm.
seeing it all over again with different faces and voices to it, it feels off. It feels almost like an uncanny valley type thing going on.
Yeah, it's a little. I know, I agree. I think
Yeah.
it's like I've got the same opinion about the Little Mermaid that I do The Incredibles too. And it's actually, this is unrelated. I have the same opinion of Trainspotting too. Very different films, but they were all good and well done.
Yeah.
They were unnecessary, 100%. I didn't need to see the continuation of the Incredibles story. Like, it ended off well. It was a one-off. It's perfect, and especially like 20 years later, and then they just pick up where they left off 20 years ago. So it's like, I don't know. And then
Yeah,
Little
that's
Mermaid, it's
that's
like
definitely
you
not
don't need to.
striking while the iron's hot. That's fucking insane that they
That's
actually thought that was a
waiting.
good idea.
That's waiting. Well, it was a good film, and it was really animation differences are so amazing. It's like
Yeah.
impressive to see how far we've come in 20 years. Like, don't get me wrong, the first
Yeah.
Incredibles had good animation, but this was just, I mean, blew it out of the park, dude. It's like, oh my god.
But that's the thing, though. I
Um,
think for an interesting story, it could have like picked up like 10 years later, and then they referenced the events of how that little thing at the end of the first film goes down. It's like, oh man, remember when we fought the mole people? Yeah, that was
oh
wild.
yeah,
Anyways,
and then we could see like Dash and Violet as adults, right? Yeah,
yeah, because that'd be a bit more interesting. It's almost like a passing of the torch and trying to do the right thing as superheroes. Because a lot of the first film was like superheroes fucking up, and then they got immediately outlawed because they caused too much public destruction.
yeah, totally.
So it would
Uh,
make for an interesting story if the kids actually had to, go through the same thing, but actually, you know, go about it a different way. Learn to be better than like the superheroes of old.
oh yeah, yeah, that'd be
Yeah,
cool. That would be cool.
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, that actually is not a bad idea. I think that would have been. I mean, because history does repeat itself, so I think that would be like
yeah.
probably a good storyline to explore. What was the plot of Incredibles 2 again? It was like
It
that was
was
some big week trying to make superheroes. Oh yeah, they just saved the world from mole man's, or like the what's his name?
underground. That's what they call themselves. Yeah,
Yeah. And so the Underminer, that's what he called
the
himself.
Underminer. That's what it was. Okay,
Yeah.
that's what it was. Underground, Underminer. That's what it
God.
was.
So and then it's like, oh, and so they're trying to. There's this big mogul guy who's trying to rebrand them, and the sister's like, hey, don't trust him. But then it's like, turns out she can't be trusted. Um, I will say, I think the plot they went with, I think it was cool they focused on Elastigirl this time because we saw Mr.
Yeah,
Incredible in the first one, and like it's the Incredibles. I think it's valuable to continue with a different storyline, see the rest of the family, kind of how their dynamics are.
yeah. Oh,
And see dad be a stay-at-home dad.
especially since the key to a good sequel is do what you did in the first one, but make it a little bit different, so that way, it gets people's like interest. It's familiarity with something new.
I mean, yeah,
Like,
that's what Spider-Man 2 did. Like it's
yeah,
pretty much both the same plot. But
exactly.
it's
Someone that
just
Peter
it's a
Parker
little different.
knows like has a tragic accident, and then like becomes a supervillain. So
And then like he loses his powers for a little bit, or is unsure of his powers, and then eventually gets the confidence to have them back. Um,
exactly, and it ends up with them dying by their own hand, which is kind of strange.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. And so anyway, just do that. Yeah, I think you're right. Just do what the first one did, but do it differently enough that it's not alien, it provides some new variety. Is what
yeah.
I'm looking.
Yeah, it's kind of like the first one is like Bob, Mr. Incredible misses the golden days of like being a superhero and whatnot, and he wants to go back into that. That's exactly what he does. Little known to him, it's at the behest of a malevolent villain that, wants to destroy supers. And then literally the sequel is Elastigirl going through the same thing, but, the person that she thinks she can trust is a malevolent villain that wants to destroy supers.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
essentially, it's the same. It's the same fucking movie, just gender swapped, which I think is again
exactly.
cool. It explores her dynamic and gives her a little more story, and then you get to see Bob adjust to like this new. To how he kind of gets a taste of his own medicine because he left her behind in the first one to do her mom thing and whatever.
Yeah,
And I mean, he was being flashy, pretending like he was gotten like a promotion or something. But anyway,
yeah. I will say
so
though,
yeah,
the only thing the sequel did give us that was like phenomenal was the relationship between Edna Mode and Jack.
That was sweet. That was sick, dude.
Yeah, that was so adorable. I'm like, I didn't expect to have such a lovely little like niche friendship. I never would have thought happened, but like, whatever. That's cool.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dope. So yeah, and then what else have we been watching? We went to go see Luca Friday, Saturday. What was Saturday? Saturday. Oh yeah, Saturday we tried to go out to the arcade. So the weather's been weird up here. I don't know what it's been like for you guys, but um,
I mean, it's kind of like light rain, not super heavy, but yeah.
we had heavy ass rain last Friday. I think you and I last talked Wednesday, um, and so Friday we stayed in because it was just pouring. I mean, pouring
Damn.
like crazy.
Damn.
And so it was, and then Saturday lightened up. It wasn't too bad, but then it was like we were dumb, and so after like we had dinner with some of her family, Kate and I went to go to Golfland, and it was raining a little bit when we got there, so we're like, okay, let's hang out in the arcade till it clears up, and then like it did, and so then well, it didn't really. I don't think it cleared up that night. That's when we went to Dave and Buster's, and we we just gamed, had fun. Actually, at Dave and Buster's you can get like hella tickets in a single night playing
Hmm.
certain games. Like we got like 1,500 tickets in like one night from like a new
Damn.
card, which is
Damn.
nuts. And so we'll have to go back eventually. So that was fun. Sunday was Luca, and then we had dinner with friends and hung out with them for a bit. And then Monday, Monday I went to the practice spot, hung out there, got some food afterwards, and then went home. Tuesday was dinner with Kate and her folks, and then um, we went out to an open mic night thing, which like is cool conceptually because I've got friends who can absolutely like shred on instruments, and so they can do those sorts of open mic nights. And there were some cool people there. There was a dope cover of like a Larkin Poe song, but like just on bass and drums, and the bass was like hella distorted, which was like super dope, and so it was heavy. It was too loud though. I will say it was like that was too loud. The
Hmm.
sound wasn't adjusted well, and then there was some other cool stuff, other cool people who were doing stuff, and then there was a really bad cover of Hotel California. Like they couldn't even do the solo. It's like, bro, how you gonna not learn the solo if you're gonna do that song?
Because that is one of the best, like, low key long solos of all time. I would put that on par with the guitar solo for Freebird, but, like, it's different energies. Like, it's a similar length, but, like, different energies. Whereas, like, that guitar solo from Hotel California is, like, chill vibes. Freebird is the kind of thing you listen to when you want to, like, drive 180 miles down the road and you just had, like, a fifth of Jim Beam before you got in the car.
Absolutely, you're
Yeah.
100% right. And so I think like it's the
And you're
same
about to hit
thing.
a deer at Mach 10.
I have the same. Oh fuck, fly. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna sing because we're just gonna get
Yeah, we're gonna get copyrighted. Holy shit.
copyright strike. But so it's yeah. Hotel California is a very psychedelic bluesy like solo, and then like um, Freebird is just cranked out. Rock and roll, man.
Exactly. Freebird walked, so Kickstart My Heart by Motley Crue can fucking run, bro.
It's true. It's true.
Yeah. People can fight me on that, but I will stand on that hill.
Yeah, I say. Um, so yeah, it was fun. It was cool, but we dipped from that and just went to the barcade down the street, which like is super cool. That was super fun. We were stuck on one section of it, just doing pinball and Donkey Kong and Miss Pac-Man, and yeah, that was what
Nice.
we were just obsessing over the Donkey Kong machine as we always do. It's the
Hell
best
yeah.
game there, dude. It's fun. It's fun to play. It's so it's difficult, but it's really fun to play. I was I was playing among Kate and Jack, and like um, I was getting the farthest on levels because I mean I was I used to play that shit in high school all the time. I had a really big period where I got into retro gaming on modern systems, but I think that lasted for a long time. That started in like middle school even.
Yeah.
Um,
No, it's like
but
riding a bike, man. You don't forget that.
no, exactly. I was like playing the game, and I was like, all right, I gotta like time it right. So like when it gets harder, I go on this ladder, and et cetera, et cetera. So that was fun. And then last night, last night was One Piece. We were watching that. So been a chill week for me. Mostly calm. Tonight, I'm gonna go out to. I guess so. Like, I don't really know much information about it, but I guess Willie Nelson's son or kid. I don't. I haven't gotten gender yet, but I'm pretty sure it's son because I looked on their website. Is playing in Menlo Park tonight, so I'm gonna drive up there after this and go see that.
Ah.
Which is gonna be cool. And then you're coming into town tomorrow, so we're gonna hang out.
Yes.
We're doing dinner tomorrow, and
We're
then
doing dinner.
we're doing D&D just like the old days when we were in high school and we could play every fucking week because we didn't have jobs and girlfriends and
Yeah.
life.
No,
and living
it's
far
funny.
away now. Like you and Edwin both live out of the area. Me and Chris are the ones who stayed. Me, Austin, and Chris are the ones who stayed. Yeah, it's nuts.
Yeah. No, funny enough, like my friends down here, we try to do like a D&D session every week for Downs campaign, the Island of Cthulhu. And like we did a session a little while ago, and I could tell that like it's either one of two things that happens. Either one of us is like too busy to like join for the session, so like we either have to like postpone it based on the situation of if all the characters are in a major encounter that contributes to the story as a whole, or some of us are like fucking burned out from like all the social lives and like work that we have going on.
Totally.
I mean, we plow through and do the best that we can, but you know, like you can kind of feel the vibes in the air that like we may be able to do like a few hours at a time, and that's it. Like we got to go to bed after that.
For sure, it's hard. And like I mean, I was supposed to have a D&D game last Sunday. Wait, no, two weeks. God, it was 2 weeks ago already. I was supposed to have a game 2 weeks ago on Sunday, on St. Patty's Day of all days. But that got postponed, so I was like, oh, that sucks. And then
Yeah.
it was also the weekend I got my new tattoo, and I was really like not feeling well. So it kind of worked out, I guess. Anyway, so then we pushed that one to next Sunday. So, and we're gonna play for like 5 hours. So
Nice.
you
See,
know,
it's funny. We're at the point now with me and my friends group that we build more characters for possible D&D campaigns than we actually play D&D usually. So
play the characters you're able to put into a campaign. That's
exactly.
that's real, dude.
Like
That's
literally,
real.
I fucking looked over one of my previous characters because I built Jonathan Joestar as a D&D character.
Yeah, of course you did. I'm not
Yeah.
surprised.
Yeah, no, and I think I'm very very proud of the build because he is fucking cracked out in his abilities. It's actually insane. So this is a version of Jonathan that doesn't fucking die in part 1 and actually lives long enough to unlock the power of his stand because he canonically has a stand just like Hermit Purple. And so I gave him the Druid Magic Initiate feat by making him Variant Human, because when you pick Variant Human, you have to pick a feat that goes along with that, race. And I picked Magic Initiate because if you pick the Druid magic class, you get 2 cantrips and a spell. And I picked Guidance and Thorn Whip as my cantrips because that's basically Hermit Purple. Literally.
Absolutely, yeah. You're right.
And then Absorb Elements because Hamon does have the ability to manipulate elements. So Absorb Elements means you can take elemental damage from an enemy, store it, and then use it in your next attack.
Hell yeah, dude. Fuck
Which
yeah.
would make sense too because Jonathan, by all means, is indeed a monk. So that is something a monk would fucking do.
Yeah, that's real.
And if he levels up high enough into, monk, I would pick Way of the Sun Soul because radiant damage, that's literally Hamon in a nutshell. It's just sunlight magic.
Fuck yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, it is. It is just that.
Yeah.
I'm surprised you didn't build this character sooner.
I know, I was thinking about it and I'm like, damn, how would I build this character? But I didn't have all the books that I have now for D&D Beyond, so now that I have them, I can actually make all these ridiculously fucked up characters.
Totally, dude.
I'm thinking of getting another book just so I can make Clayface from the Batman comics into a D&D character.
Of course, yeah. No, that's not surprising.
Which would be a changeling barbarian, and I if any viewers out there who play D&D, you know exactly why I picked that fucking race in that class. Yeah.
Oh man, that's sick, dude.
No, that's pretty fucking sick. But again, I have all these characters in my back pocket. I'm like, I want to fucking use them at some point. I literally have also a skinwalker that I made too.
Just stick with the characters you're playing, man. Don't build more characters. You don't have to put more time into it. It's hard enough to play one campaign.
It is true.
I'm
That is
playing
true.
two, and both of them beat once a month now.
Yeah, and I've been debating on what I should do for my character in Island of Cthulhu, Reynard, because he's a monk cleric and he's a devout follower of Ilmater. But I'm thinking of putting another level into monk once I level up. And the subclass I'm thinking of is either astral projection, the way of the astral self,
Mhm.
or way of the Kensai monk, which means that you extend your key magic through your weapons and you become a
Mhm.
master of like certain weapons.
Oh, sick! Hell yeah!
And it would make sense because I do have a rapier that I have no proficiency in, but if I pick way of the Kensai once I level up, I can then become proficient in it along with a
Mhm.
regular simple weapon. But then I lose out on the cool abilities that come with Way of the Astral Self, which is literally astral projection, and you can use your astral self to punch people.
That's fucking nuts, dude.
Yeah, so literally a common JoJo stand.
Exactly. Yeah. That's like
Star
God,
Platinum, The
what's
World,
Star
any of
Platinum? That's
those
the one.
like stands, honestly.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And honestly, it would also make this most sense for his character since Ilmater doesn't use weapons. He uses his bare hands if he has to commit to violence.
Mhm.
And also from a spiritual perspective, because Reynard became a cleric. Well, he got one level in cleric because he prayed to Ilmater for guidance, and Ilmater's like, okay, I'll give you some of my power, but use it wisely.
Mhm.
And so with that, it would make sense that he would channel himself spiritually, see himself as something more than just, a man with a slight, quench or a slight thirst for revenge that he needs to quench.
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah, that he can become something more.
Mhm.
Yeah, but I'm leaning towards Astro Self. Honestly, I would just pick Kensai just so I can become proficient in that fucking rapier.
Yeah, that's real. That's real as fuck.
Yeah. But anyways, D&D for you, how's that going?
Um, I mean, yeah. So I haven't played since the ninth, and then what? Actually, when is the next one with Chris? I completely forgot about that one. But I've got one on a Sunday, one on a Saturday. Let's see. That's payday. I think it's not till the 27th. That's right. That's going to be the next game. Wow. That's wow. Going from playing playing damn. That's like a week, that's a month and a half out from the last time I played, I mean. But,
Damn,
that's about a month out. That's crazy. So,
that's wild.
that's about how well D&D is going. I should hopefully have this game on Sunday. This is my human cleric I play. Um,
I don't think I ever got his name. Did you ever mention his name?
oh shit. Um, what is his name actually? It's been so long since I played the first one, and there's just so much going on.
Yeah.
Let's see. Look through the old emails here.
I picked Reynard Redmond for my character name because I figured he's a monk with a need for like vengeance, so I figured it's pretty much a superhero like origin story.
Hmm.
So he needs a superhero sounding alter ego.
Totally, totally.
Yeah,
Yeah, God, I can't remember. Um, Karis is the character name. I don't remember the last name.
Karis.
Um, yeah, he's supposed to be. What's his backstory again? So he grew up, as a farmer's son, and then left the house to go pursue magic, to go help people. That's why he's a cleric. He wants to like be the healer, right? Help save the world. And
Exactly. I found my calling. I get my magic through God.
yeah, he thinks he's like on a destiny and stuff. Or destiny has something in store for him. That sort of faith. He's only level 1, so he's got like 2 fucking spells. Um, but I'm gonna work on ranking him up and stuff. Apparently, you build XP quick, so we're playing 5th edition, and
You're
so that
playing
should be
this through
fun.
D&D Beyond, right? Like you mentioned that
Yeah, so
before.
we're doing it online, so it's in a virtual setting, which is why we have to bring our laptops and stuff, because you need a screen, not a phone screen, to see
Yeah.
all that's going on, but like And also the phone screen, it would just drain your phone battery.
Yeah, I thought like at
Yeah.
level 1 cleric you even get like what? Well, you get 2 spell slots, I know that, but you get at
So
least like 5
I got
spells that you can
like,
use, and then you got 2 cantrips that you can use.
oh, okay, I only got 2 spells. Maybe I messed up building the character. I don't know. I just kind of put it through the computer, through the website, did its thing.
That's fine.
Um,
Look,
but
as long as you get
it's
like a
cool.
decent cantrip setup, because I know you get at least one. Like, if you
Mhm.
get a decent cantrip setup, like you can really roll with that because you can use that as many times as you want. No spell slots
Oh,
required.
cantrips are like, yeah, they're like back of your hands sort of knowledge and stuff.
Yeah,
So it's those. But no, it's cool. It's fun. I think it's a good setup, and I just miss the feeling of physical dice. Um,
yeah. Especially since D&D Beyond, like it can really fuck you in the dice rolls. Honestly.
yeah, totally. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's randomized, and I feel like I'm rolling low all the time. Which, like, I mean, I roll low enough to notice when I play, with regular dice. But
Yeah.
it's I'm looking forward to it. Uh, that should be cool. That's gonna be next Sunday. This Sunday is Easter Sunday. Easter's early this year, which feels weird. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, and then I've got the weekend off. I actually took tomorrow off, so I've got like, and coincidentally, it happened to be Good Friday. I was just like, oh, I didn't plan for that. It just kind of happened. I just wanted to take a day off, and then
That's fine. Honestly, sometimes you need those.
yeah, dude, I need that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and get some more chores done tomorrow. Go get my new glasses. Um,
Well, I got
go
my
to
backpack, and I got your Diane Carroll album in the bag too.
Oh, thank you. I
Yeah, of course,
appreciate
man.
that. Much appreciated. Yeah, you driving out tomorrow then?
I'm driving up tomorrow. Probably leaving around like 10
Get up in the
sharp,
afternoon.
and then getting there around like 3, give or take, like traffic, and then like if I have to stop for pee multiple times. But I'm hoping for at least the one time I have to.
You shouldn't have that much traffic. I mean, coming into here, right? Traffic's been so
Yeah,
unpredictable these days. Um, it's it's either direction. It's messed. And then like, cause it when you're so I was going. You're coming north, so like you're gonna be fine in the afternoon. But I was
yeah.
coming north from a session this morning, and I was driving up, and at 9:45 there was still traffic going that direction, and I was like, bro, what the hell? And then
So
like,
fucked.
and then in the evening, sometimes there's traffic all the way north, especially if you're driving through Mountain View. It sucks. So I'm a little worried about this drive coming up now, but
Yeah,
should be fine. But you should be cool when you're coming in on tomorrow afternoon. I think it's a
yeah.
good time to leave. And then so you're just gonna hang out with Chris all day tomorrow?
Yeah, I was gonna hang out with Chris all day, along with Edwin too. So after, uh, so I'll be hanging out with Chris until we get dinner around 5. Then we do that. Then I hang out with him and Edwin. That's as far as the plan I know. I don't know what we'll be doing. Probably Magic the Gathering. Probably that Marvel card game that he has because I know he likes to play that too.
That might be fun. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I forget what the name of it is though, but I know that it's a good game. Yeah. See, it's
I'm trying to remember too. It's
yeah.
I don't recall, but no, I remember having a lot of fun with that. So I mean, I was gonna hang out with you guys afterwards too. And then what else? We got D&D on Saturday. Um, Sunday I got no plans, which is actually nice. So I'm just gonna try to chill as much as I can before work on Monday. Um, yeah, and then man, what's been going on
Yeah.
outside of our little lives? What's been going on in the world? I'm trying to think.
Well, I have some interesting news. So we got Mike Lindell and Donald Trump doing some recent shit, and can you guess
Oh,
which
the
one?
My Pillow guy.
Yeah, can you guess which one? One of them is being, or one of them is having their business shit taken away from them, and the other one is selling Bibles. Can you guess which one is doing which?
I'm gonna guess Lindell is selling the Bibles. Trump is having business taken away.
See, I would have thought so too. It's the exact fucking opposite. Donald Trump is selling a $60 Bible called the God Bless the USA King James Bible.
He's just a grift. Oh, he's
Yeah.
just trying to make up for his losses in the lawsuits, dude.
Dude, he's
He's
literally asking to be smited. Like, I know I'm a fucking, godless heathen. This man is outright in court for federal crimes, and he's selling Bibles to his fanatics to offset the cost of these fucking court cases. That's fucking insane to me. Like, dude.
It's an ex-president.
Yeah. Like,
I don't approve of anything he's done. There's a lot of shit he's done awful, but you gotta hand it to the man. He knows his audience.
yeah.
He fucking knows his audience. Wow. Oh my god.
God damn. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, just. I mean, and then, wait. So then Mike Lindell's having his business shit taken away from him.
Yeah, apparently, like, it's involved with the lawsuit that he had against the voting machine companies, and like a judge pretty much did something legally to, like, say, hey, you gotta, like, let us get these assets off you to
Made
pay
a motion, yeah, because
to pay for your, like, legal bullshit.
He got sued for what was that?
It was like
Voter
$100
counting.
million or something like that.
What was that company? It was. I feel
Dominion
like it
Voting.
was,
That's what it was. Dominion Voting.
I feel like it was in the. I feel like it was in the billions, dude.
No,
at
it's
least
definitely in
one.
the millions. Like, this man was not, like, uber rich, but, like, that's just one of the companies. I'll put it in
It's
post because it's been so
crazy.
long and there's so much shit happening in the world, man.
Yeah, there's like tensions across seas going on right now. Like,
Yeah.
I was reading a story about some Russian object was flying in Polish airspace for like over 30 seconds, and they were like getting ready to mobilize their army, and like they're a part of NATO. Like that's a pretty big thing, guys. If you don't know, so it feels like tensions are rising. So that was kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Oh man, people getting pissed off for no reason online.
Yeah.
Doing
No,
shit.
and that's the thing too. Like, I say some weird shit, but it's just only for, like, laughs and giggles. Like, it's like genuinely, like, I'm trying to be fucking funny. But, like, for some reason, the Baltimore bridge collapse thing, like, people decided to take that as a moment to, like, be egregiously racist towards African
Oh
Americans.
yeah, the fucking bridge thing. So like
Yeah.
a ship liner like lost power and couldn't steer out the way, so it crashed into a bridge and it like killed like presumably like 6 people.
Yeah.
And, like 8 people were on the bridge total that night. It was insane.
Yeah.
It was insane.
And you got people online just, like, saying, like, oh, this wouldn't happen if we didn't have affirmative action. I'm just like, you really just want to say the N-word, like, really bad.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, they really do.
They're seething. They're itching for it, man. They just want to drop that hard
They
R.
just need to have different ways of going about it. Diversity,
DEI.
equity, and inclusion. So DEI, that's what it is.
Yeah,
DEI.
DEI. Yeah, it's
And then they also use woke, and then they use fucking, what was it? Critical race theory. They use that as another one too. I'm just like,
and all he did was just say it was a tragedy. I mean, he just came out there and he didn't do anything wrong. He's working on it, guys. It's not, well, it's hard, right? Because like, people, Pete Buttigieg recently got some shit for like saying like freeways are racist, and like they are, and like but when you state it right, it's like people don't understand. It's like it's because of like redlining practices and how the freeways were built right over low income neighborhoods, which were typically neighborhoods and still are to some extent neighborhoods occupied by a certain group of individuals. But
yeah.
when you say it just plainly, it's hard for people to understand. And so I'm not defending any of the racists. Like it's awful. Literally, the mayor didn't do anything. But like, people just like to throw stuff out, and so like blaming disaster of just operations failure on race is like it would sound just as crazy.
Yeah. Also, it fucking wasn't.
But it's when you look into it, it's not hard to debunk, obviously. But
yeah, also it wasn't
like
an
that.
Infrastructure issue too. Like, it's a fucking bridge that collapsed because one of the pillars got hit by a boat that literally weighs 200 million pounds. Like,
it was just what I mean by operations failure is like it's a failure of the technology on the electricity on the boat. So like it went
Exactly.
out. So it's like
Yeah. The
you know
wrong infrastructure that people were focusing on. It's like, damn, like, oh, that bridge. If only they
oh,
worked on it better.
so
I'm like, I don't know, man. You try surviving against getting hit by a 200 million pound boat. Like, you fuck.
yeah, it's like
Yeah.
it's not made to take that kind of force, man. It's just made to withstand weight of cars driving over it every day and the other stuff that's on it. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's anyway, people just like to jump onto shit. And I think there's like a huge. Here's the thing: is I was also reading about like so there's a huge exodus of like mental health workers from both the state of California and like the state of New York. Mostly the state of California because it's really expensive. New York's also getting the same way, but there's a big exodus of them because it's too expensive to live in those areas. But everything in between California and New York doesn't have every state doesn't have enough funding to have enough mental health programs to staff them enough, or to even have them in the first place. So that these people they leave the state and they have to leave the industry entirely because they're like, well, I can't find a job out here, and so it's like
Yeah.
I think there's a huge. I think that's feeding into the mental health crisis in America. I think also just people don't want to acknowledge it, right? Some old school cats. But like, if there were more resources, people wouldn't be. I think there's a huge, just like epidemic of that going on. Of like this like group hysteria. It's like it's crazy to me. And it's
Yeah.
concern. And it's not a healthy way to be. I think it's also a bit fed by social media and these algorithms that encourage providing the same content to you as a user so you keep using the app and keep scrolling, which is what they're inherently designed to do.
Yeah. Well,
But
especially since it's also content that keeps you in the same position instead of like trying to fix certain aspects of yourself that you really want to fix, you know?
totally, and it persists this belief perseverance that is existent, and it's so concerning to me to see how rapidly that's growing. But also, I don't think there's much that can or will be done about it anytime soon. So
Yeah, no. Funny enough, like I think back on that quote from the show Loki. It's like burning things to the ground is easy. Raising things to the ground is easy, but fixing something that's broken, it's hard. Hope is hard.
yeah,
Yeah, and it's fucking facts. So real now more than ever. Fucking Christ.
yeah, things are looking bleak. Um,
Yeah. On the other hand, at least if the world ends, I can finally, legally, because there's no government left, I can finally build a Swedish K submachine gun out of piping that I find in the debris of the old world. Run around like it's fucking Fallout 4 with my Swedish K made out of fucking copper piping.
Hell yeah, dude, that's crazy. It's all radiated bullets and shit.
Exactly. And then I pray to God that I become a fucking ghoul in that universe because I can have the skin of beef jerky and eyes black as the night, without the moon. But all that aside, I would easily trade that up for like total immortality and a healing factor.
Yup, that's real.
Hell yeah. I would look like a
Um,
burnt ball sack just so I can become immortal. Yeah.
yeah, absolutely, dude. Um, yeah, it's a crazy world we're living in right now. Um, what else has been major and going on? Viral news. I guess there was like a local story somewhere of like, oh, it was a Florida couple, I think, at a beach in Miami who like had gotten like shit faced drunk on the beach and like lost their kids and had because they literally passed out on the beach from being so drunk, and it took like the officers like 8 times to wake them up. Or the sheriffs, I'd say.
How old
Um,
were the kids?
they were like 5 and 7, or 7 and 9, something like that.
Oh, that's fucked. That's fucked.
Well, they were just hanging. Luckily, it was like thank God they were just hanging out by the pool when they were found at the hotel pool. But these parents had fallen asleep in the sand, and so when the husband had drunk and they woken up, he just like kind of gently motions to to the water and is like motions to the ocean is what I was gonna say. Um, motions in the ocean. So he motioned. He just gently kind of waved at the ocean, pointed at the ocean, and was like, out there, and like, and so he didn't fucking know where they were, but he was so fucking sozzled out of his mind. And then like when he was in handcuffs, he just something switches in him and he just starts booking it, but then he only makes it a few feet because he trips on himself and knocks himself out.
God, I swear to God, Florida just Florida needs to drown. I'm sorry. Like we need the sea levels high enough to like drown all of Florida.
I don't. There's a lot of Florida men, right? There's a lot of that
Yeah.
that happens. Florida's a crazy state. It's the shape that's simultaneously shaped like a penis and a gun at the same time.
Yeah.
Um,
Says a
and
lot actually about the
there's a lot
state.
about it, and there's a lot of stuff that happens in that state. But anyway,
Yeah.
um, you know, I think it's also just like these parents are very this story of parents could have happened anywhere. Like it could have been some dumbasses not paying attention and not making good decisions. Like you know, get drunk when the kids are like at grandma's for the weekend, or like get drunk when like they got a babysitter or some shit for the night. Like some trusted guardian to watch over them, some individual that is able to do that while you go get shit. Don't be the ones watching them while actively getting so drunk. Because they
That
brought like a bunch
you
of like liquor and wine.
Yeah, so drunk that you not only pass out on the beach, but like the cops have to wake you up, and then like your kids are missing, and your first thought when you get handcuffed by the cops is to fucking run for it. Like Jesus H Christ.
Well, they were drunk. It could be that it's a disinhibitor, so it probably showed a lot of what their unconscious thoughts or feelings are.
Yeah, which is to run away from a terrible situation, which I don't blame them, but
Well,
like
it's also now you're just adding, it's on body cam footage. You're just adding like,
charges.
resisting
Yeah,
arrest charge. Like maybe just don't get drunk when you're watching your kids. Like
yeah,
and that'd be a good idea because I don't. This is coming from a guy who doesn't have children, so might get a lot of flack. But I really like, when you decide to have children, which is why I have decided to be selfish right now and not do that yet. Maybe down the line I'll one when I mature a bit. But the reason I don't want kids right now is I just want to like vibe myself. I want to take care of myself. I don't have to worry about some little guy doing some shit. I just want to like vibe and be cool, man.
yeah.
And that shouldn't be too hard, man. It should just let me live, just let me but it's like when you when you have kids, you're having to dedicate yourself to this little being that like doesn't know anything, and like you gotta watch it, monitor it, and make sure it like doesn't accidentally like kill itself. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah. Well, and
it's
then on top of
probably
that, it
scary being a parent. I'm sure.
on top of that,
So
it learns everything from you. It's like you're the guidance of how to live life and like act and behave towards other people and whatnot. If you don't
especially
have a
like behaving in
perfect
public, like
mindset
don't
like that, there's a good chance they're going to turn out like a little fucked up.
like if you're showing them like, oh, it's okay to get drunk at the beach, and like and then like getting arrested and like now they have to be put in custody. That's a trauma added on a child. It's an unnecessary one too. You don't have to. You just don't do that. That's just horrendous. It's like the it's like the guy in the Bass Pro Shop who was like on drugs and naked and like diving in the thing. So like that's indecent exposure. I don't know what other probably something about private property because it's in a
Resisting
shop.
arrest probably because he didn't get out
Oh,
of
because he
the.
fought the cops. He kicked a cop in the cock, and I was trying to say.
He kicked a cock in the cup.
Kicked a cock in. Kicked a cop in the cock. I'm gonna kill myself. I gotta change this. This is stupid ass. Okay.
He kicked a cock in the cock.
He kicked an officer in the nuts. It was like not good. Obviously, poor guy.
God.
You could just on the body cam footage, you could hear one of the officers going, "Oh shit!" They like,
Oh my.
like readied up. They were like, they knew they had a live one. But like, it's funny because I'm gonna quote them. They're in a press conference. After the whole incident happened, talking about what happened, right? Talking about the arrests because
Yeah.
it was so public. They were like, "We just hope that his actions in the video lead to better choices." And so, it's really, it was yeah. I hope that these videos and this lesson teaches the parents like, hey, make some better choices in the future.
Yeah, fucking Christ. Oh, this was a Bass Pro Shop in Alabama, or was it the giant one in Memphis, Tennessee?
No, it's the Alabama one. It
It's
was
the
a
Alabama one. God bless Alabama for genuinely being the butt of everyone's joke, mostly about incest. But like they still like come out and say like we hope this man's bad decisions leads to some good ones. I'm like God bless you for really believing in that. Cool.
Yeah. You know, yeah, it's just, I mean, like, and you can tell he was on drugs. Like, he was just, both these stories involve drugs. And, like, it's just be careful what you're doing. You know, it's really like people, I'm telling you, man, crisis in America, man, shit's going wrong.
I think it's definitely like a combination of people wearing their politics on their sleeves, like fucking idiots. I don't know why that's a thing. Like
Yeah.
that's the most destructive thing you could ever bring up in any conversation ever. Second of all, definitely brain rot from the fucking COVID-19,
Pandemic. People don't know how
pandemic.
to act. People don't know how to act in public. You're right. Like,
Yeah,
no, there was. I feel like there were less stories of parents getting turned and leaving their kids to do shit. There probably have been stories, but just not thinking of them. And then like
definitely not ones that made front page news for sure. Yeah.
people at bars acting out, man. Like you do not know how to drink in public anymore, man. Go stay at home and drink like you've been doing the last 4 years, I guess now.
Yeah, which is funny because I keep hearing people like talk about the new Roadhouse movie, like oh, like it's entertaining, but like it feels weird that like it's just basically a PvP, like just constant brawl in the film. Like you got all these assholes picking fights with each other and shit, and I'm just like, have you not been outside after the COVID pandemic? I mean, like that actually seems pretty fucking realistic based on all these stories I hear.
Yeah, totally. I need to watch.
Yeah.
I might do a double feature on Sunday of like the original Roadhouse and the new Roadhouse.
That's honestly the way to do it because the original Roadhouse has everything. It's got Patrick Swayze. It's got Sam Elliott as his mentor. It's got corrupt businessmen. It's got just action, insinuated sex, but not like direct sex. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got everything.
Damn.
And the new
And
Roadhouse,
here-
I know, has like a lot of great fight sequences for sure, especially one with Post Malone, which sounds fucking cool as shit.
That's
Yeah.
pretty dope. I need to watch. Yeah, I want to watch them. I've seen a lot of advertisements for it. It looks interesting, and it's Conor McGregor's breakout acting role. So I'm curious to see how that goes.
Yeah, I've heard comments about how he's just like more of himself, like in any UFC situation. But I'm like, hey, if it fucking works for him there, it fucking works for him here. Okay, it's already a crazy fucking movie based on the reviews I've heard.
He's a fighter, man. He's it's what he plays, and he does it. I'm sure he does it well.
Yeah,
Yeah. And I mean, Gyllenhaal looks ripped for it. He looks crazy insane.
yeah. People have been nicknaming him Jacked Gyllenhaal.
Jacked Gyllenhaal, hell yeah, he is. He's fucking jacked.
Yeah, no, it's insane. I love that like behind the scenes photo, just like him and Post Malone hanging out, and Post Malone is just like flexing with a cigarette in his mouth, just looking like your average Slavic prisoner. Meanwhile, Jacked Gyllenhaal is just standing right next to him, just like chuckling, and you're like, this man has like washboard abs. He's got the fucking V that's really hard to get.
The V, dude. Oh man.
Dude, he's fucking ripped. It's insane.
Yep. I need to watch it.
Yeah.
For Jacked Gyllenhaal.
For Jack Gyllenhaal and Post Malone.
Post Malone and Conor McGregor.
Where the fuck is Mayweather? Mayweather,
Yeah,
he's out here hacking boxing. That's what he's doing.
that's real as fuck.
Oh god,
Yeah.
I so want to see the results of that Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul fight. That's got to be like the fucking weirdest thing.
I don't. I'm gonna. I think like. I hope it's that like Tyson lays him out, but it's also like
I don't know. It's all for
I'm gonna
show. It
take a-
seems like, but go ahead.
it's for sure for show, but it's like I'm gonna take a pointer from Shaq here. It's like as Jake Paul, do you feel good fighting like a 50? What is he? 57 now?
Yeah, I think he's almost like 60 years old. Yeah.
Yeah, like an older man, like a guy who's like twice your age. Like even if he loses, it's like do you feel good doing that?
Yeah.
Or I guess I should say win. But it could go either way.
Yeah.
I think that'd be so dumb if it went that like Mike Tyson of all people like lost to Jake Paul. I don't know. It's It's stupid.
That's why I'm like a little afraid of it, because I'm just like, okay, I can tell why he's doing this fight now out of all times, because it seems like an easy win, because Mike Tyson's like getting up there in age. He doesn't really practice that much anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and it's also a fight for show. Like, honestly, even if he loses the fight, he's still gonna make a shitload of money because it's a pay-per-view event. But
Yeah, he's getting a paycheck.
I'm also terrified at the same time, because Mike Tyson in his prime was an absolute beast in the ring. Like, the man has the fastest hands I've ever fucking seen. He can throw like 30 punches in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, legend for legend's sake. I mean, he's up there with Mob Man.
There's a thing called muscle memory. So I'm just thinking, if Mike Tyson actually gets into the fight, like really mentally into the fight, like it just takes one serious fucking blow to like knock Jake Paul the fuck out.
Yeah, it could be insane, but I'm not gonna be the one paying for it. I'm just gonna watch clips later online.
Yeah, because the Paul brothers are actually decent at boxing, enough for like sparring and doing regular events and whatnot, but nothing like professional, like at all. So like, I guarantee you, Mike Tyson would knock Jake Paul the fuck out immediately.
Oh, for sure. Of the two Paul brothers, yeah, definitely Jake.
Yeah.
I don't know, but didn't he win one other fight against somebody? But
I think he won against Floyd Mayweather, or that was Logan. I don't know which one.
Well, yeah, one of them is doing stupid shit. I don't know.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of I don't remember any of that.
That's the thing, though. Like, if they actually like have regular events with like people in their own league and weight class, like of boxing, they could actually have like a genuinely good event. But like, it's just because of all these big names they keep pitting themselves up against. It's like, it's all just for show and money. That's all it really is.
Totally, 100%, absolutely. Yeah. But that's how it goes.
So I kind of secretly want Mike Tyson to knock Jake Paul the fuck out, because that'd be the funniest fucking thing.
I want him to punt that kid, like put him in the fucking like ground and do what like Brad Pitt did in Snatch, man. Just one punch the motherfucker. I just want you to knock his ass out, knock his teeth out while you're at it. I don't give a fuck. He's an idiot.
It would be fucking funny too if that actually did happen, and then just fucking Mike Tyson literally turns to like his people in the corner and just be like,
he's just like, I don't know.
I don't know what happens.
Kid couldn't handle it, I guess.
Oh my god.
But yeah, it's I don't know, events like that. It's all just to get publicity and do something that's considered crazy, but it's like,
yeah.
Also, like, again, I'm just gonna take Shaq's point. Is like, do you feel good doing that? Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
feels weird. But I mean,
it's
sure
also,
he'll feel good with some money in his pocket.
It's also the Paul brothers we're talking about here. One of them fucking filmed a dead guy in a Japanese forest. So like, I feel like that's pretty much on par for their weirdly kind of shitty behavior that people just kind of brush off after a while.
Never gonna let them live that down. You and I know when to edit stuff out when it's like it's gone to a point where it's too far. They don't, obviously. They're just like, and he puts them in the thumbnail.
Yeah, it's
unbelievable. And stuff. It's just disrespectful. It's like,
yeah.
Anyway, yeah, but so you're right. They do outlandish shit. I shouldn't be surprised.
I probably will have to cut some stuff out of this video too, honestly.
Well, but that's okay.
Yeah, that is fine. People will probably assume that I'm a gooner, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Won't have physical evidence of it.
But I think this is a good place to clock out.
I think it is. Yeah.
Thank you for joining us for the 9 to 5 boys. We have been your hosts. I'm Gil. This is Erik. And we'll see you guys in the next shift, I guess.
Bye.